to the sweetest assembly around.
Prepare to be left salivating and hungry as today we teach you about
Everyone's favourite sugary snack.
Carrots?
No, chocolates!
In year 4, we've been learning about the story of chocolate.
And we'd like to share it with you today. Chapter 1, Chocolate Drinkers. It is over 1,000 years ago in Central America. Chocolate is a man for its best kept secret. Monkeys would break into the pods, suck out the sweet white pulp, and spit out the bitter cream. If a bean landed on the earthy patch on the forest floor, it would go into a beautiful cacao tree. One day, a farmer got into the mountain. Yum! This white pulp is delicious! Ew, this breed is disgusting. Here, try this. Wow, this tastes amazing. How do you make it? Okay, first we leave the beans in the rotten banana leaves.
And then remove the hot sun.
Next, we roast the beans over a fire.
Then we grind them into a paste.
And stir them in the water and spices.
We call it chocolate, don't we, everyone?
Such a long way to the cocoa trees. Why don't we farm our own?
Remember, the trees need plenty of shade.
Now chocolate is an important part of Mayan life. Mayan kings and priests drink it every day. People are enchanted by the cocoa tree and drink it every day. Cocoa beans are so valuable they use this money to trade with.
Chapter 2, Learning the Secret.
It is now hundreds of years later and a group of merchants arrived in a Mayan village. They have journeyed for days to find exotic goods for their emperor. The merchants belong to a group of people called the Aztecs. To avoid trouble, the Mayans offer them some of their cocoa.
What are these for? They make a drink fit for the gods. Prove it.
They serve a cup to their emperor.
Perfect. A cool, refreshing drink that doesn't make you drunk. I wonder if we can grow it here.
Where the Aztec live, it is too cold to grow cocoa, so they have to buy the beans from the Mayans and carry them all the way home.
Ooh, these are surprisingly heavy.
The Aztec Emperor Montezuma goes crazy about chocolate. Sometimes he orders 50 cups of chocolate a day, thinking it will make him richer and wiser.
Well, go on then, just one more.
Over time, a mystery grows about where chocolate first came from. Storytellers spread the legend about a time before there was no chocolate in the world.
No way, I can't imagine a world without chocolate.
Me neither, it's crazy.
I don't know, it probably was true.
Then, according to the storytellers, Quetzalcoatl, the god of farming, appears from paradise with the cocoa tree, declaring the discovery of chocolate.
Hooray!
The Aztecs are delighted, but other countries have their eyes on their riches. Chocolate wouldn't stay a Central American secret for long.
Chapter 3, Adding Sugar.
It is 1519 and the Spanish explorer Hernan Cortes arrived in South America with an army to fight the Aztecs. Finally, Montezuma, the Aztec leader, wants peace.
To make peace, I hope you'll taste my chocolate drink.
Thank you. It's delicious, but rather bitter.
Cortes liked the chocolate but still conquered the Aztecs. He sailed home with a sack of Aztec treasure, including cocoa beans. Back in Spain, Cortes is catching up with friends.
Here, try this.
It says a new taste, but it's missing something.
How about we add some sugar?
Maybe it would taste warm too.
Divine. This is so delicious, but it needs to remain our secret.
But the Spanish prince, Philip, soon heard about the drink.
Welcome to our country. I don't really know different Central America.
Just add water and drink it.
It smells out of this world.
Chocolate gossip spread fast. The people of Europe were all talking about it.
It tastes amazing.
It tastes like melted cloud.
But it takes a long time to make. And it's very expensive.
Only rich Europeans could afford a chocolate drink.
But it's worth every penny.
It's out of this world. I love this.
Chapter 4, Chocolate Machines. Now in the age of steam engines, everything has changed. Factories are set all over Europe and turning cocoa beans chocolate is big business.
Hooray! Cheap chocolate!
I know, right? And a couple of keeps the doctor away. There is only one thing better than drinking chocolate, eating chocolate. Maybe I could add cocoa powder and yellow cocoa butter together to make a chocolate bar. He stirs warm cocoa butter, chocolate paste, and adds 3 cups of sugar. The new chocolate bar is born. Meanwhile, in Switzerland, there lives a candle maker. Candles are so out of fashion and I lose so much money. If only I was a chocolatier. Excuse me? Yes? Do you know any chocolatiers by any chance? Of course, Mr. Nestle! By the way, my name's Daniel Peter. My name is Mary Fry. So you're telling me you're Francis Fry's daughter? Yes, the exact same. Well, in that case, I'll definitely take your advice and visit Mr. Nestle. What do you want, Mary? I'd like to introduce you to my friend Daniel. Hi, Daniel. He wants to be a chocolatier. Can you teach him for me? Yes, of course. Do for me. I'll leave it to it then. Bye-bye. So is this the kitchen? Yeah. So do you want to make milk chocolate? I would love to. Okay. So you stir melted milk and melted chocolate together. Is it really that simple? Yeah. It's a bit really sure about it. Of course, trust me. I used to make baby food. It is now 1883 and Daniel Peter has just been awarded the gold medal for his new creamy chocolate recipe. Fantastic, first prize in my eyes. Milk chocolate was a hit. Hooray! Chapter 5, Tasty Inventions.
It is the 20th century. Chocolatiers have learned how to make milk chocolate creamier and even more mouthwatering. Let them introduce themselves.
I am a famous chocolatier Rudolph Lowe from Switzerland.
I am Milton Hess from the good old USA.
I'm Hal Campbell, another chocolatier from North America.
I'm Jean Niehaus from Belgium. So let's hear about their amazing chocolate inventions.
In Switzerland, using an amazing machine called a vat, I invented a smooth rolled paste using cocoa beans.
The chocolate is cooled and warmed until it has a glossy shine. Finally, it's poured into a set.
For years in the US, chocolate was made in fun, but I thought that was boring, so I turned it into different delicious shapes.
It is 1912 and somewhere else in America, the candy maker called Harold Campbell was feeling adventurous and started mixing different ingredients.
I experimented with different ingredients and I stirred peanuts, caramels and marshmallows into a glossy molten chocolate. I call it the Goo Goo Cluster. It's deliciously chewy.
This very same year in Europe, Jean Niehaus makes another leap into chocolate development.
Here in Belgium, I've invented hard shells for smooth, creamy chocolate. They taste amazing. Here, try one.
Oh, this is so yummy. From here there's no stopping us chocolate makers. Now we have told you the story of chocolate, let's see what you can remember.
Please pause the video to share answers.
Okay, question 1. Which tribe first farmed chocolate?
That's right, the Mayan tribe.
How many cups of chocolate did Montezuma drink a day? Surprisingly, 50 cups.
Who invented the world's first chocolate bar?
That's right, Francis Fry.
Which chocolatier turned chocolate into different shapes?
Did you remember? It was Milton Hershey.
Which Spanish explorer brought the chocolate paste to Europe? Hernan Cortez, of course.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you